Welcome to class. Let's start in a seated position on our mat, feeling the ground beneath us and starting to notice our breathing. Finding ujjayi, that long, equal inhales and exhales. Breathing in, rising our arms above us, leaning over to the right, side bending here. Left elbow straight above our head. In again to the middle and over to the other side. Next breath in, center, twisting to our right. Again, feeling that length all the way from the bottom of our spine up through our crown. Looking behind us, elongating our spine on the inhales and twisting a little bit more on the exhales. Coming up to center, arms up, twisting the other way. Can we feel our chests rising upwards here? Twisting above our navel, maybe looking over our shoulder. Back to center again. Arms up, one last time, filling up with air and rounding forward, arms in front of us. Up again and down, rounding. Arms up, ribs in, but trying to open the chest at the same time, rounding. On our in-breath, opening our chest, and on our out-breath, rounding forward, hands together in front of us. Coming up to the center here, we'll do a quick boat pose to get the core activated. So on our sits bones, bent knees or straight, find a lengthening of your spine again, chest up. Tapping our toes down one by one or staying still. Continue. Maybe one last lift and down to low boat. Holding here. Breathing in up, straightening your legs, straightening your spine, high boat. And back again to low boat. Up. And crossing our knees, rolling over to tabletop position, tucking our toes, straightening our spines, and up to downward facing dog. Move here as feels good for you, maybe bending one leg at a time, opening the side body and the sides of our legs. Starting to wake up our bodies. Maybe flirting with side plank here on one side, not quite going into the full pose, but a little bit feels good for you. Both sides. And back to downward facing dog. Spinal waves here, so breathing in, coming forward, breathing out, coming back again to down dog. So high plank, bending knees, pushing hips up, waving at your own pace, what feels good for you this day. And taking little steps to the top of the mat, maybe a toe tap on each side to get up there and awaken the core even more. Staying in a small downward facing dog, almost a forward fold here, really straightening the back of our legs and touching the mat with our fingertips about a foot in front of us. Reaching with our right hand towards our left straight leg, twisting, bending the elbow. Changing direction here, so left hand to right leg, twisting that spine, really wringing it out. Looking underneath that straight right arm. Coming back to center and finishing the tiptoe walk to the top. Again, maybe toe tapping, straightening out, Adho Uttanasana, and fold. Grabbing the back of our legs here. And getting up to standing. Hands above us, look up, maybe back bend. Breathing in deeply and down to mountain pose, Tadasana. Finding your ground here. Shoulders relaxed. Remembering the Ujjayi breath. Stepping with our left foot halfway back into triangle. Rotating our chest up towards the sky, maybe looking up at your top hand. Breathing in, coming up to center and changing the direction. So down left leg for triangle, like they do in ashtanga here. This flow will follow a little bit of that style with one pose after the other. Back to the front side of the mat, going into reverse trikonasana here. So straight spine, left hand down towards the mat, beside our right foot on a placement that suits you, inside or outside the foot. This is still a vinyasa class, so we have room to do what feels good. Breathing in, coming up to center and twisting the other way. So facing your left leg, right hand down to the mat, twisting, checking your hips here, are they relatively even? Left hand up to the sky. And up to center we go. Out to the right side again, paralleling our feet. And into goddess, twisting here. Left shoulder forward, looking up to the sky above your right shoulder. Straightening our legs out, left hand goes down to the mat and up to sailboat. So even more twist here. Again, checking on your hips. Are they kind of even? Hand goes under the other one, crossing at the elbows up to eagle arms. Maybe crossing again your hands, palms towards each other. Stepping to the right side of the mat, lifting your right leg, crossing over for eagle legs as well. Maybe rubbing twice behind your calf. Emptying out and bending down to balance here. Can we keep a lift in our chest even when we're bending forward like this? Breathing in, unraveling arms, unraveling legs, and stepping back towards that wide-legged stance. Goddess pose for breath here, goalpost arms, breathing in. Hands back to knees, twisting the other way. So right shoulder down, and then switching the other way. Coming up to center and get ready for the sailboat on the other side. So right arm down to the mat, left arm up towards the sky, really twisting here. Legs straight to a degree that fits you, and down we go. Other hand under, so left arm crosses under the right one for eagle arms, standing up. Taking a step to the other side of the mat. And lifting our left leg here, crossing it over for lady legs, maybe twice into full eagle pose here. Straight spine as we drop down, bending our knees and folding a little bit over our legs here. Still again, relaxing our shoulders. Unraveling here, standing up, taking a big step out again to the wide legs. Pointing that right foot out, bending into that hip, side angle. Finding that energy line all the way from the foot, the ground, up through your body and all the way to the fingertips. Hands down to the mat. Left hand stays and right arm goes up for twisted lunge. That back heel is lifted. Moving here, feeling good in your body. Lifting the right leg back to side plank. Maybe tree pose here, variation. Pushing those hips up. And back again, hands plant at the mat and feet plant, a downward facing dog. Remembering the breathing with the movements. Again, stepping forward into the wide legs and the other side, bending into left knee here, side angle pose. Finding that line, feeling the whole foot on the ground. Planting hands, lifting back heel, and twisting with our left hand up towards the sky, our chest facing the bent knee. Moving up to side plank again in your variation, maybe tree pose, maybe grabbing that knee. Open your heart, planting foot, planting hands, downward facing dog. Finding those deep breaths again. And here we'll elongate the down dog, moving hands forward and melting our chest down. Maybe you stay with straight legs or take your knees down, puppy pose. Forehead down, chin down or chest down, sits bones up towards the sky, elongating our elbows. Crawling into a tabletop position again. And right arm up towards the sky, twisting here. So threading the needle. I like to take my left hand up above my head here to really feel that twist. Straightening that left leg behind us. To feel another kind of twist here. And when you're ready, ground the right hand on the mat again. Move that left leg behind you a little bit, modified side plank. Maybe you want to take it into a leg variation, maybe a modified Vashisthasana B, grabbing your toe, grabbing your foot, pushing those hip forward, or making it a hamstring stretch. Move around, what feels good for you today. Okay. Back to tabletop, and on your breath, cat and cow. Reaching that left arm up towards the sky, trying to keep your hips even. Thread the needle underneath your right arm. Cheek to the mat. Twisting again. Loving the feeling of having a right arm above my head here. Straightening out that right leg behind us and getting the left hand to the mat for modified side plank into your leg variation. Staying here, opening the chest and the side body, or grabbing the foot, toes, knee, whichever. Working hamstrings or working hips. Opening our chest to the sky and remembering that breath, that ujjayi, deep, deep breathing. Back to knees, cats and cows, at your pace. Pushing hips up, downward facing dog. Right leg straight up behind us. Keeping that knee straight till the last second where we bend it and open a little bit to the side. You can put your left elbow down here to get an even bigger stretch. Maybe looking up at the top foot before we get back on our hands. Right knee to the front, setting our foot down, low lunge, back knees down. As we breathe in, we lift our arms to the sky, lifting the chest as well. You love the feeling, interlace your hands behind you, tracking them down that back leg. Maybe neck falls back. Hands plant at the front of the mat, straightening out that right leg. Left hand stays down and we twist again in a modified twisted triangle. We can really open our chests here when we don't have to worry as much about balance. Okay, getting back to our feet, tracking down to the long edge of the mat, and we'll fold in a wide-legged fold here. Maybe you take your hands in between your legs to the other side of the mat. Breathing in and going to the other side. So three-legged dog with our left leg in the air, bending that knee at the last second, setting our right elbow down. Maybe looking at that foot. Hello, foot. Getting back to straight arms and straight lifted leg. Knee to chest, stepping between our hands, setting that back knee down. Low lunge. Really using the back glute here. Stretching those front hips. And as we breathe in, our arms rise above us. Opening the chest here. And if we want to, interlace the hands behind you, tracking down towards that back knee. Coming up to center, maybe arms up a last time, breathing in, hands to the mat, And we'll twist again in that modified triangle. So right hand stays, left leg is straight. And we lift our chest to the sky. Maybe the left hand goes with us. Breathing in and breathing out, back to the mat with our hands. Over to that wide-legged fold again. Maybe we grab our elbows this time, dangling here. Hands to mat, straighten out, Ardha Uttanasana in a wide leg. Coming up to standing. Again, to the right here, bending into our right knee. Peaceful warrior, really opening our hearts to the sky here. Maybe hand behind the head. Down again to side angle, and if you're ready for a bind, go for it. Grabbing those fingers or your wrist here. Our left shoulder want to roll back and the chest want to go up to the sky, even in a bind. Lifting that back knee, maybe try for an arm balance here. Kundalini 2. Woo-wee. And back. 2, 3-legged dog. Knee into our chest, stepping forward again. Big arms up to the other side. Bending into our left knee here. Peaceful warrior. Tracking down to our right side, opening our hearts. If you liked it, maybe hand behind your neck or head here. Side body or chest opening. With our legs still bent, maybe we go for a bind in a side angle here. So leaning over your left leg. Heart when open, whichever variation we take here. Feel the energy through our feet. And hands to the mat. And if you want to, Kundalini 2. Wee, for a second. And back to that 3-legged dog. Left leg up into the sky. And down to downward facing dog. Taking our knees down here. Taking our hands towards our hips. Seated down on our heels. Taking a short seated meditation here. Just 30 seconds. We'll get ready for pranayama here. We'll do kapalabhati breathing, rounds of 50. Passive inhales and rapid forceful exhales, pumping the belly. So if you want to come with me for that, take a deep breath in, rising our arms above our head, really straightening our elbows, maybe interlacing every finger but the first. Deep breath in, and let's go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathe out, arms down, hips over to the mat, to one side, side bending. Just to elongate the breath again. Deep, full breathing here in between our rounds of kapalabhati. Coming up to center, getting ready for round 2. So arms up, big deep inhale. Breathe out halfway, in halfway, and let's go, pumping. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms down and hips to the other side, stretching that side of the body. Deep breath in. And coming up to center, getting ready for our last deep breathing kapalabhati style here. So rapid, forceful exhalations. Arms up. Maybe looking up this time, straight spine. And begin your count. Doing 50 again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathe in and breathe out. Release, arms down. This time, higher on your heels when you're ready. We'll do a camel to open the heart. I like to tuck my toes under, pushing those hips forward. And your body, you know if you need to engage your glutes more or your abs more. Rising that chest up towards the sky. Coming down to seated, crossing our legs over. Seated on our hips here. And to counteract that back bend, let's do another boat pose. Trying to find the length in your spine again. Seated up on our sits bones. Pointing our toes. Ooh, and low boat. Maybe you want to try to take your hands above your head for a second and then up to high boat again. Engaging every part of your body. And sit down, cross-legged. Take a breath here. And we'll get into some seated poses. So undersides of our feet together, about 50 centimeters in front of us. Holding somewhere that feels good on your legs and folding from your hips, diamond shape. Starting to release our breath here, elongating them, but it doesn't have to be so forceful anymore. No ujjayi. It's long inhales and exhales. Coming up to seated. Bending that right knee this time, straightening our left leg, Uddiyana Shirsasana. Hands up, breathe in, and breathe out, folding, maybe twisting, so that your right side of your chest want to reach that straight front leg. You can always be seated up on a block if that suits your practice today. When you fold forward like this. Coming up to center and switching sides. So right leg is straight. Left foot into our right thigh here. And fold over straight right leg. Again, maybe your left chest want to go towards that straight front leg. Coming up to vertical here, finding a cross-legged position. Just to transition, we get into our hips. So fire log pose or double pigeon here. Straight spine, feeling that groundedness. Our flexed foot on the other knee, finding 90 degrees here. Parallel chins. Folding forward or not. Feeling that really deep stretch at the back of our hips and our lower back. Switching the sides. Other leg on top. Heel to knee. Parallel chin bones. And a depth that is right for your body. I always encourage using props here, so if you have blocks at home, you could use them under your knees or seated on them. Find your way. Coming up to seated again. We'll do one more boat variation here. We've done a lot of them, but this time, maybe you grab your feet and you straighten your legs up. So it's almost like a forward fold. Still really working to get that lift in the chest and sit it up on your sits bones here. Length through your legs and through your spine. You can make it into a one-legged variation, each leg at a time here to really get that hamstring stretch. Still try to lift the chest. Okay, good job. Okay. Seated again. And if you have the energy, maybe you'll do a handstand hop or two just to get that tapas in, that last effort. Maybe you get 2 seconds of hang time, or maybe you fall over like I do here. Shoop. That's okay. And I want to thank you for joining me in my practice today, making this our class. And I encourage you to stay for 1 minute Shavasana. If you have to rush up, that's fine. Please let me know what you thought of this class in the comments. I love to hear it and hope to see you again. Have a beautiful day today. Bye.